Hi, it's Matt here from Go Green Autos. So here we have a Nissan E-NV200 for sale. This is a late 2017 Tekna Rapid Plus, and it has got the 24 kilowatt hour battery pack. So it is a windy day today, so I hope you can hear me over the wind noise that the microphone is going to be picking up, but I've got to film this today while it's quiet here. So a Tekna model is the top of the range. So what that gives you is alloy wheels, in this case diamond cut 15-inch alloys. It also gives you a screen sensor up there for automatic lights and automatic wipers. It gives you a passenger airbag, which is very rare in these, and we've got the head unit that you would get out of a Nissan Leaf. So it gives you a touchscreen here with sat-nav. You also get a heated leather steering wheel and heated seats, 2-position heated seats. The switches are down here for the seats either side, and the heated wheel, and that's really nice in the winter because it's a lot more efficient to heat your bum and your hands rather than all the cabin air, because all of this is using the 12-volt battery, whereas using the main heater is using power from the traction battery. But it's very nice to have a heated wheel. You can genuinely get away with just using heated seats and heated steering wheel for quite a long time before you need to put the heater on. So that all helps with winter range. And then if I just start it up, this one is what's called the Rapid Plus. So that means it's got DC rapid charging up front, and the plus bit means it's got the upgraded 6.6 kilowatt charger. So we can see that there on vans where you have 2 charge speeds. This is AC charging. That means it's got that upgraded charger, whereas standard they have a 3.3 kilowatt charger. And then lastly, the mileage of this van is 58,326. So let's just talk about the charging. You release the charge port at the front there with that lever, and then your ports are at the front. So this has got a 50 kilowatt CHAdeMO port here. This is for your DC rapid charging when using public chargers to extend the range while you're out on a drive, and this will go from 0 to 80% in half an hour on a rapid charger. And then this is your AC charging, so your slow charging. So this is typically what you would use at home or back at base to charge the van overnight when you're not using it. But if you want to get top-ups throughout the day, when you're on site, you can use the portable charger, often called the granny cable, which is in the back, which allows you to charge the vehicle on a normal main socket from a 3-pin plug. That will charge at a rate of about 9 or 10 miles an hour. But as I said, this has got the upgraded 6.6 kilowatt charger, so when you're using an AC wall box, a home or workplace charger, or a public AC charging post, then this will add about 20 miles per hour. And then in the back here we have 2 charge cables. So this is our type 1 that goes in the front of the van to type 2 there, and all chargers, AC chargers, are type 2. There's no variance with that, no options. So this is what you would use to plug into a home, workplace or public AC charger. This is the portable charging cable, often called a granny cable, again type 1 to go in the front of the van, and then a UK 3-pin mains plug on the other end, and this allows you to charge the vehicle on a normal main socket. They are very slow. This will only charge at 2.3 kilowatt, whereas if you're using a proper wall charger it will charge at 6.6 kilowatt. The reason for that, these are purposely limited down to 10 amp because you can't put any more power through your main socket and wiring any more than 10 amp for long periods of time. So that's very slow charging, but ultimately if you get an electric vehicle you would have a 32 amp wall box installed where you would use that cable. And then round the business end, while I'm here, we'll just say these do have a reversing camera. That's standard on the E-NV200s, but because this is a Tekna model, that reversing camera image is full screen on the sat-nav radio, whereas on the Ascenta it's a little screen with inside the dash. So yeah, in the back here we've got the standard rubber mat on the floor, and the sort of hardboard panelling on the side, so it isn't lined. but it's in really nice condition. There's a few scratches because obviously it's being used, but yeah, no dents from the inside going out. We've got lights up here, solid bulkhead of course, sliding doors on both sides. These doors with that catch also open 180 degrees so you can load with a pallet. And finally, these do have a full-size spare underneath, and the toolkit is under the passenger seat. So let's talk about the condition, because that's the primary purpose of this video. And if you see my videos before, you'll probably know I point out every little minor stone chip, scratch or mark I can find. I don't hide anything because I want people to know exactly what they're buying. And then because of these videos, people can buy the vehicle from afar without coming here to view it first, and then I get the vehicle delivered to you. But it is here at Lyford if you do want to come and view and test drive. So really not much to show you on this one. It is in amazing condition, considering it's done a few miles. We have had the alloy wheels all professionally refurbished, so they're actually better than they are new, because they're better treated on the inside. So yeah, all diamond cut, painted grey. So yeah, the wheels are all as new. We've also put new tyres on as well, and they are all season tyres, and that's all the way around. Let's start at the front. So looking at the front here, there is a slight bit of scuffing lower down there on the front bumper. Generally all very good. Everything I'm going to show you is all very small, and to be honest, most people really wouldn't care on a van. And I would just say I've taken photos in the photo gallery on the website where you can look at everything I'm going to show you, zoom right up in detail and have a really good look. I've also taken pictures of every panel as well, so you can see that there's no dents on it. So here there is a chip in the plastic bumper, so it's not going to rust, but that's been painted. But there is a little crack there about 1.5 inches long, but it's not doing any harm. And all the bumpers all fine and mounted properly. There's some tiny, very minor scuffing along the front, clearly where it's just been parked up against something. There's no chips on the bonnet or the windscreen. Looking down this side, there was a tiny little chip there and a little dent in that corner, or the edge of that door. So that's something all the Nissans do, and I've never understood what causes that, because it's not where the check strap hits the door or anything. I really don't know what causes that on these. I guess it's where the door gets pushed open by the wind or something, but yeah, a lot of these have that dent there, and I've never understood what causes it. But anyway, it's very small, and the paint was just chipped, but that's been touched up with a bit of paint and lacquer. Looking along the side, absolutely no dents or scratches or chips. Really is in good condition for a van. Continuing around, obviously we've got the new wheels on it. Also, unusually, there's no dents in the back door, which you normally do get. It really is in good condition. There's a few minor little scuffs on the bumper, but you're always going to get that where stuff's loaded in. But yes, quite exceptional condition really. I have shown you on the inside, but yeah, there is a bit of scratching on the inside because it's not ply lined. We've also got the two rails on the side, but it doesn't come with any of those snap-in loops or snap-in rings. Normally you would get 4, 2 on each side, but those are missing, but you can buy those online. But yeah, inside all really nice condition. Then continuing around, obviously we've got the green number plates on because it is a zero emission vehicle. Looking down this side, again, no dents or scratches. There is just two things I'm going to point out. There is a chip there which is about 1.25 centimeters long, and there's another one there, some on this door there. That was a little bit of a larger one, and that's simply where the vinyl sign writing has been removed, and you get that lot. I think they use those sort of cutting wheels, and they can chip the paint. So 2 chips there, but again they've had a bit of paint dabbed in, and that's it. It really is in exceptional condition. So now let's have a look on the inside, and if you've been looking at E-NV200s or NV200 vans, you'll know that the seats always wear on these, and that's simply because of the height the seat is at. If the van was any higher, you would use the step to lift yourself in and out, and if it was any lower, your feet would touch the ground and you would lift your bum off the seat. But because of the height of these, they're in that in-between height, you end up sliding your bum across the bolsters every time you get in and out, and consequently they really do wear much quicker than other vans. And normally, depends on the use of them of course, but I've seen these as low as 15,000 miles where this is worn out. In this case it was pretty good, But obviously this has done 58,000 miles. This had worn, so this has had a new foam inner and a new fabric outer. It's quite an expensive job on these. It cost about 500 quid to get done. But yeah, it's now got a brand new seat base, so lots of years worth of life. It's also got the heater element in there. This part of the seat is original, and as you can see, very little wear. So you can tell there where the wires are for the heater, but yeah, hasn't worn through, and this bolster is all very good still. So yeah, seats are all like new, which is obviously much better than the average on these. And then let's get in out of the wind, and I'll just start it up again. So the next thing everyone's going to want to know about is range and battery life. So the range of these, it's currently showing 55 miles, and it is 50% charged. So range very much depends on how you drive. All the details are on the website about what you'd expect at different driving styles, but typically with a 24 kilowatt hour battery, you'll be looking at around about 80 to 90 miles in the summer, and anything between 50 and 70 miles in the winter. But as always, it depends how you drive, what your driving style is. But with electric vehicles, they favour city driving or rural driving, where your average speed is lower and there's lots of stop and start. Completely different to a petrol or diesel vehicle, because every time you're slowing down for a corner, junction, traffic lights, roundabout or whatever, as you slow down, you're putting a bit of charge back in the battery, because the motor works as a generator or a dynamo, as it were, and puts energy back in the pack. So if you slow down by allowing the engine braking and slow down on the motor, you're putting energy back in the battery, and that's what extends the range. So that sort of city driving, where there's lots of stopping and starting, it's very efficient in an EV, but if you were to get out on the motorway and bomb along at 70, that's when they're least efficient. But as I said, all the details on the range is on the website. And as far as the battery goes, we can scroll round here to the menu where it shows battery condition, and we can see there we've got all the bars lit. But I've tested this with the diagnostic scanner, and let me just look at the piece of paper here. The battery state of health is currently 92.74%, which is better than average. That's pretty good for a van of this age. But what you find is battery state of health does fluctuate, and I've seen it fluctuate as much as 4%. So I would expect that to rise a little bit when the van is back into daily use and being charged regularly as well. But anyway, battery's all good. And as you can see, we're showing 55 miles with a battery at 50%. So yeah, showing very good range for one of these as well. So this does have two keys. We've got the locking wheel nut down there in the glove box, because this does have locking wheel nuts on because it's got alloy wheels. We've got the books here, and then here we've got the service book. And if I can just get to the right page. So it has had 1, 2, 3 previous services, with the last at 58,228 miles, which was done in November. But again, we've serviced it even though it was only a month later. And has only done 100 miles, just because we service every vehicle, even though they've just been done at a Nissan main dealer, just to go over everything. And in fact, we're more thorough and do more things. So this has had the air conditioning regassed as well, and had the oil changed in the reduction gearbox on the motor. I've also put new wiper blades on. Just looking at the notes here, the brake pads are all good, brake fluid is good. The wheels have been rebalanced as well, because they've were refurbished, and also no clipped on weights like they do from the factory, because that cracks the lacquer. Air conditioning regas, tyres new, reduction gear oil changed, the 12 volt battery charged and tested, and that's at 74% state of health, so that's all good. Traction battery at 93% state of health. Cabin filter, which is hidden behind the dash behind the glove box, that had been changed, so that was all good. Often they are not, even though they get serviced. So yeah, all good. And we've got the V5 here. The registration date is the 30th of the 11th 2017. The MOT has only just been done, So the MOT expiry is 29th of November 2022, and it was done at the last Nissan service at 58,228 miles. Previous MOT certificate there, receipt for the servicing, and then we've got all the receipts for the previous services as well. So all the paperwork that you would want to see. So yeah, everything works as you would expect without any errors or faults. Because this is the Tekna model, it has this better head unit which is out of a leaf. It's got sat nav. We've also got single slot CD at the back there. We've got FM, AM radio, auxiliary input, obviously sat nav for the maps, menu there. We have got all the EV stuff under the zero emission button where you can see nearby charging stations. You've also got charging timer, so you can take advantage of a cheap rate overnight energy tariff and get cheaper charging. And we've also got a climate timer, and what that is you've got preconditioning, so you set a timer that you want to leave in the morning, and then the van will switch on while it's plugged into the charger and get ready for that time. And that's a really nice function that majority of EVs have, and that means that the cabin can get warm while the vehicle's plugged into your wall charger, and then the majority of the heating and the work for that has been done while it's connected to the charger. So when you disconnect, you've still got 100% battery and 100% range. And in the winter, it's really nice getting into a warm vehicle. And if it's particularly cold and icy, all the ice is already melted off the windows, so you can get in and drive. And because this has got the winter pack with the heated seats and heated leather steering wheel, then when you're doing your drive, maybe you can do it without the heating on at all, because it's already pre-warmed, and then the heated wheel and heated seats might be enough just to keep you warm. So yeah, it's all about maximizing the range in the winter, but it also does the same in the summer. If you use the preconditioning, it will put the air conditioning on and it will cool the cabin down, again getting ready for your drive. The Tekna models also have buttons on the steering wheel. We've got audio buttons there, and we've also got cruise control and speed limiter buttons on that side. So I think that's about it. If there's anything I've missed, then yeah, just send me a message and I'll answer your questions. So to recap, this is a late 2017 E-NV200 in the Tekna Rapid Plus spec. It's got the 24 kilowatt hour battery, and the Rapid Plus means it's got the DC Rapid charging, the 50 kilowatt charging up front, with the upgraded 6.6 kilowatt AC charger. So this van is ready to go, so if you're interested, give me a call or email. As I said, I can deliver these anywhere in the country, and it will come to you on a flatbed or a trailer, and it will be fully charged and ready to use.